Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Ooh, I'll get by with a little help from my friends. Ooh, I'll get by with a little help from my friends. Ooh, I'll get by with a little help from my friends. My friends.
Families say from the moment they turn the corner on their first visit and they see the front of the house, they feel instantly reassured. It's a very light and colourful place. And we're very much more about living than dying. And although obviously it is very shocking, very distressing that children should be so poorly and their deaths are always untimely, nevertheless silences can be faced together. And we want this place to be as happy as we can make it. And that is the experience and the perception of the families themselves. It is essentially a very happy place.
Littlebridge House in Fremington near Barnstaple is a unique hospice for the whole of the West Country. Here the staff care not only for those children who will die too soon, but also for the families who know that they will outlive their sons and daughters. For any or all of us, the knowledge of a natural but unchangeable limit on our lives would be the ultimate trial of what life we have left. But it's a burden many of these children carry with an incredibly selfless maturity.
It is in fact a very humbling experience talking to the children, where they're talking about, where they're acknowledging that they're going to die and what's going to happen afterwards, because their greatest concern seems to be what's going to happen to mum and dad, how are they going to cope. And you assume that the support, if you like, is going to be from parent to child, but very often it's the child supporting the parent. It's they that are giving the comfort and saying it's going to be all right. It is very humbling.
Tell me about why you're here. How come you've come here? You're not at Brixton.
Because Mummy needs a break.
Do you think she's getting one?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does is your mummy enjoying it, do you think?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because she's getting a break from the end of me.
Christian suffers from spinal muscular atrophy. It's his 6th visit to Littlebridge House, and he and his brother, who suffers from the same illness, love their stays. For Mum, it's more than a break from the daily stresses of caring for the most important people in her life. It gives her the strength to continue that caring.
How would you cope, do you think, without somewhere like this, or this place particularly?
I'd be stressed out at home. It was getting that way, because when they are ill, I get less sleep than normal, and I've got no one to take over during the day. But here, when the going gets tough, you just have to pick up the phone and they'll either come to you or they've got emergency beds here. So we can just pack our bags and come. So it's like a safe haven.
The only criteria for a child to be referred to the Littlebridge House is the belief that they won't make it to adulthood. From AIDS victims to children with heart defects, all are given the chance to fill the time they have left, rather than simply live through it.
When a child dies, very often you can just think they pack so much into their short lives, which we, can sometimes not hope to achieve in a lifetime. And to work with children like that is a real privilege. And the families themselves, they've coped with incredible adversity and still arrive here smiling. Sometimes, not always, but and to work alongside them and actually to provide something very positive, I think, for them is what keeps me going.
The project for the hospice was launched in 1991 and £1.5 million was raised for the construction and preparation of the house. Next month it celebrates its first anniversary. The building itself is a tribute to the thought and consideration of all those who will stay here. As well as the obvious adaptations needed for physically disabled children, all of the rooms are designed for a relaxing atmosphere, and the jacuzzi and space-age restroom are as soothing as they sound. There's a realisation here that a miracle is not going to be around the next corner, and no false hopes that maybe a doctor's diagnosis was wrong. A stark reality of what is to come may well be heartbreaking, but is probably also essential. Of course, it's understandable to feel bitter, but there's nothing to say that a dying child can't feel better as well. Littlebridge House offers no cures, but it does give a comfort that will literally make a world of difference.
A place of of laughter and fun and living, but also at the time, yeah, there are sad times. But I hope that at the end of the day, when children do die here, that we can let them die with dignity and with their families in a way that they'd want to, and their families feel they've done the best for them and had the time to do the best for them.